In the Factor follow-up segment tonight, more pain at the pump. The nationwide average for gas is now $3.67 a gallon. That's up 30 cents from last month. Since hitting a 2012 low in late June, prices are now up 20%. We can't get a break here. And it could get even worse on the West Coast, where analysts predict prices will soar past $4 a gallon. So what is behind this latest jump, and could these high gas prices end up hurting President Obama's re-election chances? Joining us now from New York, co-host of The Five, Eric Bolling, and Democratic strategist Bernard Whitman, author of the book 52 Reasons to Vote for Obama. Okay, Bernard. Okay, Eric. Let's talk about what this means today. Gas prices are an added tax to all of us. Bolling, yeah. Is this going to hurt Obama? Do you think it's big enough, or are people just getting used to high gas prices? That's what I fear.
President Obama is in a quandary right now, Laura, because if he really needs unemployment to go down, and he needs to get it below 8%. But if unemployment goes below 8%, gas prices are going to soar. Look what happened last month when we saw 163,000 jobs created. Even though the unemployment rate went up, gasoline took off. Oil was up $3 a barrel, almost $4 a barrel that day. Here's what's going on, though. Look what's going on in the swing states. In Virginia, gasoline's up 30 cents a gallon in a month. In Indiana, it's up 40 cents a gallon. Wisconsin and Michigan, all kind of swing states I'm mentioning, 45 to 50 cents a gallon in 1 month. He's in a lot of trouble. These are bad numbers for the American consumer, because these are literally hundreds of billions of dollars of tax, as you point out, tax coming out of their spending power at exactly the wrong time.
How is it Obama's fault? How is this Obama's fault?
Are you kidding me? I mean, we can't have a pipeline bring oil down into, from Canada down into here. We have to jump through hoops. Everything he's done has been anti-drill. He's only starting now to embrace fracking because he knows he has to, because he's in so desperate need of jobs, and he realizes fracking creates hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of jobs in America. He's done everything in his power not to get the prices down at the pump. They're up 100% on his term. He needs to do more, and people don't look at him as the drilling president. Not now, not then, not ever.
Bernard, not 52 reasons why this is bad for Obama. Just one reason why the voters won't hold him accountable for this added cost to doing business, to going to work, to taking your kids to school.
First of all, what's driving up the price of gas? In the last few weeks, we've had a number of mishaps, and mechanical problems. There's been fires. There's been a leak in an oil pipeline. Those things are actually what is driving the spike in fuel prices over the last month. And in fact, this is the first time since April that gas prices are higher than they were a year ago, and they're only higher by a penny. But what is missing from this conversation, and what's missing from Eric's analysis, is the fact that this president actually has an extraordinary energy policy. Domestic oil production, domestic oil production has been up every single year he's been in office. It's at an 8-year high. Natural gas production is at an all-time high. Renewable energy production is up 27%. We have more oil rigs than any country in the world.
I know people who run oil rigs who move them offshore, off to other countries.
How many of those is President Obama responsible for? In fact, the day he came into office, he said, even if we put a drill bit into the ground right now, it'll take 3 to 5 years to get oil out. So if that's true, all the oil that's coming out now, Bernie, is because President Bush decided to drill, not because President Obama.
And private lands. Don't we also have a lot of exploration that's been done on private lands, and a lot of rigs, in fact, have moved off of their normal position. Companies moving away from exploration down to South America, where apparently we're helping them do their oil, and off to Saudi Arabia.
You know what bothers me about the Republicans? They refuse to deal with facts, such as the fact that we are importing less oil than we have imported in 13 years. Less than half our oil is imported.
Oh, that's because our productivity is down.
President Obama is the first president to authorize new nuclear reactors in 30 years. And in fact, fuel standards will be doubled over the next decade or so, saving consumers $8,200 a year in gas costs. So this president has done more for energy than any president in recent memory.
Eric, I have one question for you. With all these numbers where they are,
I'd like to hear a real one once. I'd like to hear not a made-up number for once. $8,200.
It's all true. It's all in the book.
Numbers are insane.
Reason number 14.
Friend, but come on.
Reason number 14.
Let's use fact instead of these fictitious numbers you're pulling out of who knows where.
Eric, before we let you go, just one more question. Given all these facts, the economic metrics, all of this, Why do you think Romney is not up in these key states, these swing states, and the average of all these polls? I mean, it's sort of disturbing numbers out there.
I got to tell you, Laura, I think he needs to really light a fire. I think he really needs to pick someone. He needs to pick a VP that's going to light the fire. He's got to get the conservative right on board, and right now they're not. They need to see the man. They need to see some fire out of the guy.
Maybe he should release some tax returns. That might actually help.
That's going to help employ a single person. That's about the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. I love you, but come on.
Can I show you something?
Distraction and demonize. That's what the left does. Go ahead,
Here's President Obama's schedule for today. 14 million people are out of work. Gas is 100% higher. Here's a schedule. It's blank all the way until this Ramadan dinner tonight at 8:25 p.m.
Yeah, very busy. He's managing the economy. He's managing our decline. All right, guys, we got to go. Coming up.